Okay, hello again. Welcome back. This is book lesson number 2. It's on unit rates and double number lines. Okay, so what's a unit rate? Well, a unit rate is how much one of something costs or is worth. Let's say that we went to the store and we bought bags of cookies. Okay, and let's say that we bought oh 5 bags of cookies. So 5 bags. Okay, and they cost us $15. Well, what we want to find out is how much one bag cost. Well, we're going to look at the money, and this is how many bags we have. Okay? Well, we always want to divide by the number of things we have. In other words, in this case, we have 5 things. We have 5 bags, and it cost us $15. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that $15 and we're going to divide it by 5. Okay? In other words, 15 divided by 5. There's our decimal. Okay, we can't get out of 1. We can do it 3 times here, and that's 15. Okay, so that means that each bag costs $3. A way of saying this is $3 per bag, right? $3 per bag of cookies. And that could have been a real easy one to figure out on our own. I mean, it's just that sometimes it gets a little bit harder. Let's look at another one, and it may be a little bit harder. So let's say your older brother or sister are working and they've got themselves a job, and they work quite a few hours in the week. It's a part-time job, but they work 12 hours. Oops, that's not going to work. 12 hours. Okay, and at the end of the week they get paid $144. Okay, this is a little bit larger number. Our thing that we're trying to find out is we want to find out how much do they get paid per hour. There's that word per again. Per means for each. For each. How much do they get paid for each hour? Per means for each. So how much for each hour? Well, again, this is the thing that we want to have. We're going to divide by. We want to find out how much one of these, how much do they get paid for doing 1 hour's worth of work. So we take our money, our $144, and we divide it by 12. Well, here we can't get it in there, but we can get 12 in here. One time. We do our subtraction. 2 comes down here, and the 4 comes down, and we find that 2 times 12 is 24, and we find that, okay, our sibling is earning $12 per hour. Notice I put that line in, per. That's for each hour. In other words, we could write this as well as $12 per hour. Okay. For each hour, they get $12. And if I do 12 of them, I get 144. Let's take a look at a problem where we've got just maybe a recipe. How about? Recipes are kind of fun because we're always thinking about how we'd like to become good chefs and make our own good stuff like cookies and brownies and all. Or maybe get somebody else to do it for us. But we have to go out and maybe buy the ingredients. Otherwise, they aren't going to make the cookies and brownies for us or cake. So, let's see. We have found that, oh my gosh, we need 2 bags of chocolate chip cookies to make 3 batches. 2 bags for 3 batches. Okay, 2 bags of chocolate chip cookies for 3 batches. How many bags will be in each batch? How many bags of chocolate chip cookies per batch? This looks confusing. I don't know if this is going to work. Sure it is. Sure it is. Again, this is our thing here. And we want to find out how much one of these is. We want to find 1 batch. How much in 1 batch? How many bags of cookies? 2 bags of cookies, or chocolate chip cookies. All right, so again, we're going to take that 2 and we're going to divide it by 3. You say, wait a minute, Mr. Haas, this isn't going to come out. Well, it is kind of. It's going to be less than 1. So here we have a 0. 3 can't go into 2, but it can go into 20 now. Okay, well, how many times? 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. We do our subtraction, and we get 2. We bring down that 0. And again, it's the same problem as up above. So 6 times 3 is 18. And what we're going to find here is we've got what's called a repeating decimal. And this will go on and on forever. So we're just going to draw a line over. So if we wanted to talk decimals, we're going to have 0.66 repeating bags per batch. Okay. Another way of doing it, we could just stay with the fraction, and we would know that it is 2 bags per 3 batches. 2/3 of a bag per batch. So we have 2/3, which is 0.66. Repeating is 2/3. So that's how you would do finding unit rates, and we'll do more of those in class. Let's talk about this thing called a double number line. You may have seen about it in the past. It is a kind of a new thing to me when I first came to teaching this new type of math. But it's really not that hard. It's really what we're doing is we're kind of like taking the information in a problem, and we're going to put it on 2 number lines that just happen to be really closely associated. Okay? And what you start off with here at the beginning is 0 and 0. And let's say that we're talking about maybe you get an allowance. And let's say that you get that allowance for cleaning up your room or doing your homework or something like that. And each week, or even each day, let's go with days. That'll be fine. I'm going to put days here, and I'm going to put money here. Let's say you get 50 cents for each day that you do your homework or clean your room or maybe do the dishes. I mean, we don't want to break poor mom and dad. So here's 1 day, and up here we're going to have 50 cents. Okay. How much would it be for the second day? Well, day 2, that would be twice as much. We did twice as much here, so this has to be $1. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. So let's say you did it for 10. How many would that be? How much money would you make? Well, we know that 1 is 50 cents, or 0.50. 10 times that, well, it would be 10 times that. 10 times 0.50. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. Now we're doing the tens column, so we put that 0 in. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. We add these together. 0, 0, 5. 2 decimal places. 1, 2. That's right. $5. All right. And you could have gotten there by just adding all the way across. This is $1.50. This is $2. You're adding, look at this. You're adding 50 cents, really, repeated adding all the way across because you're adding one number here. You add 50 cents each time we go to another number. And so here is $3 and $3.50 and $4 and $4.50. And there, this is what is known as a double number line. Why? Because there's 2 number lines and we have arrowheads on the end because this can just go on forever as long as you decide to do your homework or clean or do the dishes or whatever. We can also do this double number line in a nice percent. Okay? And what I mean by that is we could have percent here and we could have 0 and 0. Let's think of a problem. If we have, let's say, 20 questions on a quiz. And so that means that if we have 100% right, that means you got 20 questions. And this is questions, Q's. Okay, questions. And here is 10%. Here is 20. Here is 30. Here is 40. Here is 50. Oh, I hope I have enough room. Here's 60, 70, 80, and 90. Okay, good. I did. I just squeezed it in. Okay, so, sorry, I'll cross this out a little bit. I just kind of ran in there. If 100% is 20, what's half? What's 50% of them? Well, that's easy. You just divide, if you're going to divide this in half, you divide this in half, and we're going to have 10 up here. Well, if I have 20 here, and that's 100, what's 10%? In other words, divide this by 10. 20 divided by 10 is going to give me 2 here. Okay, well now if I want to find out how much 40% is, well I could go, all right, I'm going doubling, and that means I have added 2 more. I add 2 here, so that's going to be a 4. And if I add 2 again, that's going to be 6. And I add 2 again, that's going to be 8. Well, there's 10. Add 2 more is 12, 14, 16, and 18. And that's double number lines using percents. Okay? And we can get really, if we really want to find like in-betweens, we could go, all right, maybe we wanted to find out how much 1% is. 1%. Oh my gosh, that's, we'd take this number and divide it by 10. That would be 0.2, right? We'll talk more about these. They're a little tricky. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.